Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. Neil here. We're going to take a look at some more custom NHL redesign logos. This is one of my favorite things to do, maybe more than jerseys. I know I do a lot of jersey content, but I really like redesigned logos. That is kind of my bread and butter. Going back to the OG days of Post to Post, it's all about the logos. There are some amazing logos you're going to see in this video. If you were not part of our live stream, we looked at 32 NHL logos. And if you're familiar with all the teams, you know that there's only currently 31 teams in the NHL. Well, guess what? Seattle's joining soon, and this designer, Jason Ronaldo, decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to throw in a Seattle logo. And it's amazing. I can't wait to show it I can't wait to show it to you if you missed it during the live stream. If you're not familiar with the channel, I do a live stream pretty much on a weekly basis, or maybe a little bit more than a weekly basis, depending on the week and my work schedule of my real job. And we look at some jersey concepts. We look at some logo concepts. I would love it if you could join sometime. I will be live streaming potentially this week twice. So the best way to find out is to subscribe down below, hit the little notification bell, and select all. That way you're notified of all live streams, all uploads. All right, let's get into this. There's going to be some mixed opinions here because I know how most of you guys feel because of the live stream. We reacted to these together live. But I think there's going to be some question marks with my rankings, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's start this off. Let me bring up this first one. So I'm going to go through these in reverse order. My least favorite to favorite, 32-1. Here we go. And as you can see, my least favorite of the 32 designed logos was the Edmonton logo. I felt the different coloration between the orange and almost like the beige or the yellow. It made it look like honey and mustard or peanut butter and carrot, or I don't know. I understand that it's representing the color of oil. I get that. I'm not an idiot. I like the cog that kind of goes around, but I feel like, and these aren't necessarily supposed to be primary logos. Like these were just redesigned logos. Maybe this could go on a shoulder. So I think a lot of these, as we go through this, as you'll see, would be great shoulder patches, maybe not so much primary logos. So just keep that in mind. I think the cog works. What's inside loses me a little bit. Moving on to the next one, it's the St. Louis Blues. Just the perspective of this, if you took a beach ball and took the flat St. Louis Blues logo and just pushed it against the beach ball and just kind of started to wrap around, it has this like bulbous kind of bulge in the middle, and it's messing with my mind. It feels squeezed. There's a lot of lines going in there. Yeah, just not really a fan of this one. The Rangers I've ranked next in 30th position. There are elements of this I do like. I like the off-white that's in there in that little bottom left block or left almost triangle thing. I don't know. That's not even a shape. I don't even know what that is, but you know what I mean. It just feels a little bit too classic for me, I think. Even more classic than the current Rangers logo, which is extremely classic, one of the most classic. And I mean classic in this term in a negative sense. So it's just a little bit too old school for me. Number 29, the LA Kings. I really like the purple in here. We had fun with this one during the live stream. To me, this looks like a chick up dancing with her chest out, grabbing onto the pole with her booty back, and she's getting ready to, do her thing. And I don't know. It's just that once I've seen that, I can't unsee it. So it's tough. I look at it and I just want to close my eyes a little bit. But anyways, it is what it is. I like the purple though. 28, the Philadelphia Flyers. There are some stores out there like Bed Bath & Beyond, HomeSense. I'm not sure if you have any of those where you are, but there's a section inside these stores which is kind of like a rustic classic section. And one of the things that seem to be a trend in these sections is clocks, and clocks that look like tractors, or clocks that look like planes, and they're metal or they're tin or whatever, and then the clock is on the front. And I've seen clocks that look exactly like this with the clock on the front as a plane, and I love it. I'm a big aviation geek. I absolutely love them, but that's what this reminds me of. I think it's a little bit too cartoony for the Flyers. I don't. I like the approach. I like they're called the Flyers. I like implementing the aviation, but this one doesn't work for me. Number 27, the Buffalo Sabres. This kind of feels empty. It's not really a lot of it. There's no real innovation going on here. You're using a lot of the same graphics and the colors and whatnot. It just kind of feels like it's the same logo that's had something removed versus something that's new. So that's all I got to say for that one. Number 26, Chicago Blackhawks. I kind of like the LA one. I see something that I can't unsee. The handle of the axe or the tomahawk or whatever you want to call that looks like a hot dog to me, like a big long hot dog, and I can't unsee it. It's like the same. It's like this between red and like brown. It's like the orange. It's just I don't know. I think they're called like red snappers or something like that in Maine or maybe the United States. I don't really know, but I just see hot dog there and I can't unsee it, and that's really all. I mean, that's really it all comes down to. Number 25, the Ottawa Senators. So classic. Not, and I don't mean that in a negative way this time, but it is classic in a good way. I could totally see this on a shoulder patch, but this feels a little bit too basic for me. It does look like a shield though. Like if they're, I know they're not senators, and people say that they're centurions or gladiators or whatever. I don't really care what they are, but it does look like a shield, something you'd hold and kind of go into battle with. So I do like that aspect of it. Number 24, the Carolina Hurricanes, and that was my issue. This doesn't look like a hurricane to me. This looks like a tornado. It's also quite busy. I think it's a logo that looks really good from far away, but close up, there's just a lot going on. So if they were called the Tornadoes, I think this would be a better logo. Number 23, the Nashville Predators, and I think I was in the minority here during the live stream. A lot of people seem to really like this one, and I didn't that much. It feels squished. It feels a little bit too wide. I think it would look odd on a jersey, whether it was on the shoulder patch um, or the main crest here. And it also kind of looks like a polar bear, just slightly. So um, I'm being super critical, but that's the point, right? 22 up at the Dallas Stars. Yeah, I don't know. This is just one of those ones that I don't like and I don't hate. It's just kind of in the middle ground for me. The space between the two things coming down seems a little bit too much. That was one of the comments during live streams, which I agreed with. The gray feels out of place. I don't know if you can really put red in there. That might throw off the balance a little bit. But red is the color that makes sense based on the graphic, based on the shape, obviously, and the flag. But I don't know if it's going to work or not. Number 21, the Detroit Red Wings. This is just kind of like the last one. Don't love it, don't hate it, but I think it's a good representation of combining multiple logos, the D, and also implementing some of the wing in there as well. So I think it actually probably would work on a jersey. It's just still a little bit boring, but that's kind of what Detroit fans like. They like not necessarily boring, but they like tradition. Number 20, the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I think this one has potential. I do like some of the logos I've seen with the CN Tower in there, but the vines or the branches or the arms or whatever that's coming out, it looks like a scarecrow. So the CN Tower looks like a thing that you'd see in a cornfield that's just standing up like this, that's just like protecting the corn from the birds or whatever. Those look like arms to me, and I just can't unsee it. Number 19, the Anaheim Ducks. I actually like this one. I think it looks a little bit too cartoony though, and a little bit like superhero logo. I don't know if it's the green and the orange being so vibrant, or sorry, the green and the purple being so vibrant. It makes me think of Green Hornet or Green Lantern or Green whatever. The Joker is just, I don't know, those colors together make me think of other things. Number 18, the Boston Bruins. I kind of like the fact that they got that bear in front of the B like that. I think that gives it some more personality, mixing old school with new school. But the bear itself, just the position, it looks like it's going for a friendly hug versus an attack. But it's not too bad. Number 17, the Columbus Blue Jackets. You guys absolutely love this during the live stream. I wasn't a huge fan of it, so I put it middle ground at 17. Love the Ohio State flag that's in there, kind of mimicking the shape of the circle. The cannon's in there. The back of the cannon has a hockey stick, which is great. I don't like at all those stars that kind of go down. They're either there's too much space in between them, or they're too big, or the white stroke around them is too thick. I'm not exactly sure. I can't really pinpoint why I don't like them, but they just feel out of place for me. Number 16, the Washington Capitals. This is actually a pretty cool design. It's something that's totally new, but there's a lot going on. We've got stars going on the bottom. We've got the eagle head coming out of the middle. We've got the Washington Monument or whatever that's called coming out of the top. And then you got dimension to the actual letter itself. There's a lot going on depth-wise. So I think it is a strong logo, but I think it's quite busy. This would be a decent one, maybe on a shoulder. Number 15, the Devils. It almost feels 90s or 80s or something. When I look at that, I see like a gas station logo or something. I don't know if it's the lines on the left-hand side, but this is kind of one of those ones where I don't love it, I don't hate it. I think it's just okay, and I put it in the middle. Number 14, the Montreal Canadiens, my favorite team. This was an interesting one because as a logo itself, I think it's a little bit too busy. It is hard in the eyes, but the creation of it, there's a lot of meaning in here. You've got basically every logo that the Canadians have ever used, except for I think one or two. So the fleur-de-lis is in there, which makes sense to the team's locale. The C is in there. The H is in there. The colors remain the same. The classic C is also in there, which is nice. And then the whole shape itself, I'm not sure if you remember the jersey that the Canadians used. I think it was the Winter Classic against Boston. I don't remember exactly, but it was a globe, and that was here right on the arm. I had the jersey over there. I should have gotten it. But that shape itself, if I look at it in my peripheral vision, I don't see the C and the H and stuff. I see the globe itself. So I think Jason did a really good job kind of combining a lot of the logos. It is just a little bit too busy for me. Number 13, the Minnesota Wild. And I learned something new during the live stream. I said, what animal is that? Is it a coyote? Well, probably not, because there's a team called the Coyotes. So I doubt that they put that on there. And is it a dog? Well, no. It's got to be a wolf. But I'm like, I don't think there's any wolves in Minnesota. And I thought, well, I know there's like the Timberwolves and stuff, but is there actually wolves in Minnesota? So I looked it up during the live stream. I did it right in front of you guys, and I was like, yeah, there's legit wolves in Minnesota. So I mean, that's awesome. I didn't know that. I learned something new during the live stream, and so did others. They admitted it as well. So this does make sense. I think the position of the wolf was just a little bit too relaxed and lazy. I want to see something a little bit more fierce. But I was in the minority here. A lot of people really love this, and I was just kind of on the fence. Number 12, the San Jose Sharks. This one I think people have an issue with. A lot of people did not like this during the live stream. I really liked it. I like the dimension of the stick kind of goes through. The S, which stands for Sharks or San Jose, of course. The perspective of the stick is a little bit wrong, though. If you look at the top half of the stick, it's at one angle, and the bottom half, it's at a different angle. It's almost like it's broken behind the S or something. And I'm kind of missing the shark. I don't really see the shark there, but I do kind of like the whole aesthetic of this one. This would be a great shoulder patch. Number 11, the Vancouver Canucks. So combining a couple of logos here. The Orca's fin at the top feels a little bit too far forward. That was one of the comments. Something I didn't see, something that you guys saw, and I brought it to my attention, and I agreed with. It feels a little bit too further towards the top of the head versus back a little bit, but that's being really critical. Like the colors. Yeah, this is a nice one. Number 10, the Arizona Coyotes. Man, that would be a great shoulder patch, would it not? I love it. I love the stage gradient going from the sun set up into the stars. The gray is what I have an issue with. I think if we change that gray to like a deep ocean blue or like a twilight blue, that would be fantastic. Having two coyotes on there feels a little odd. Maybe if I replace the full-bodied coyote, which is a smaller one, with a cactus or a cacti, I think that would complement the logo a little bit more. Number 9, the Florida Panthers. And this one's going to get some heat as well. A lot of people did not like this one. I really, really liked it. I think it's subtle. It's relaxing. As you know, the panther on there, it would be nice to have him a little bit more fierce, but he is kind of crouching. He's got the dark red eyes, which is great. But I have an issue with this logo just in general, as it would be stitched onto a jersey. All those little sundial notches around the edge, those would have to be individually stitched because they're not part of the actual logo. So see this one? It's a circle. Now imagine just like those little notches all the way around. Those would, if that was on a jersey, that would fall off, or if you nicked one and it tore off, well, that would just look ridiculous with one missing. So I don't know if those need to be enclosed in another circle or something, but just as a general logo itself, I do like it. Number 8, the Vegas Golden Knights. This is pretty great. This looks like a shield that they would have grab in the back and just force themselves right into battle. Dimension right down in the middle that's split. It gives the shield not a flat look, but like an angled look like this, which is really just like, you're going to drive that edge right into the enemy. It's got dimension with the lighting, which also creates that effect as well. It's just fantastic. I really like it. Number 7, the Winnipeg Jets, the team that I chose to wear today. This is pretty good. We've moved on from the F-18, the CF-18 rather to be specific, to the F-35, which is not in service as of yet, but Canada has spent loads of money to bring it in. I think there's issues with it. I haven't looked at the story in a while, but anyways, the F-35 is coming to Canada, so there's going to be the new fighter jet of the future. So I like the fact that it's in here versus the CF-18. The Canadian maple leaf that's in the background, I think that complements the jet well. The contrast between the blue and the red, I absolutely love that. Now the bottom is what I have an issue with. It looks like a cake topper, just that point that goes down, and you stick it in the top of the cake, and what you see from the icing up is perfect, but it just has that little notch to keep it in there. Or like when you go golfing and you have the thing and you pick your ball up and you stick it in to place or to show where your ball was, something like that. Number 6, the Tampa Bay Lightning, and this is going to get a lot of heat as well, but I really like this one. Most of you guys didn't. I just like the implementation of the actual state outline itself in Florida. I'm a big geography geek, so anytime anyone implements anything like that, kind of like Arizona did a couple of ones ago, that's a big plus for me. So I like this one a lot. Number 5, the Colorado Avalanche. I kind of went back and forth on this one, but my name's Neil. I'm named after Neil Armstrong. I'm a big space and NASA geek and stuff, and I see some stars in there. I see the moon in there, which is amazing, and I also just generally love the Colorado Avalanche colors, logos, jerseys, all that stuff. So this logo is this is a personal Neil logo. This is kind of a biased ranking in my opinion. I apologize, but I don't at the same time because it's my list and there's no right or wrong. So there you go. Number 4, the Islanders. I absolutely love this logo. I think this is tremendous. I was never a big fan of that N and the Y logo itself on the front of the jersey. For whatever reason, it just never did anything for me. However, in this context, it not being the primary graphic here, I think works. The lighthouse itself, and it also has dimension. This is one of the logos that look really, really good from far away. And then as the further you get, or the closer you get, you start to pick apart maybe some issues, but still, this is a tremendous logo. I'm a big, big fan of this one. Number 3, the Pittsburgh Penguins. See that? Okay, that's a thick boy. Okay, that's a thick boy penguin right there. He's eating a lot of fish. He's eating whatever fish eat. I don't even know what they eat, but they eat. This boy eating. He's looking through the porthole of the boat, which that's pretty cool. The just the metal look of it, the industrial kind of look of this. I actually really like this one. I'm a big fan. Number 2, I put the Calgary Flames. So man, Horsehead. Everyone knows the Horsehead logo, and obviously the current logo. Combining those two into this one is fantastic. Now it does kind of look like a Pokemon. I'll totally admit to that. I think people were saying Rapidash or something like that in the comments or at the live stream. So I get that, but I do like it. I think this would look incredible in the front of a jersey. Yeah, pretty fierce. And then number 1, by process of elimination, if you remember that I said 32 teams, yeah, the Seattle Kraken. The Seattle Kraken. Now, I'm not sure if I'm ranking this first because it's so new and I'm so excited for it, and anything that's Seattle Kraken related graphically, just because I'm so used to all the other teams that I just want to look at this and be like, yo, this is new, this is awesome. But I don't think that's the case, because this is incredible. Now, a couple of people said that kind of looks like a uterus, so I don't disagree, but I think it's fantastic. Up above, the city as it is, living their lives, things are going on as normal, looks great. But down below, the Kraken is lurking. Like, he's waiting to come up. He's evil. He's got that head. He's got that head that's just going to come up out of the water. I think it's great. The colors are fantastic. This is phenomenal. I would love to see this on the front of a jersey, on a shoulder, on a t-shirt, on a hat. I don't care. I think it's brilliant. I think it's fantastic. Jason, wonderful, wonderful job on this logo. There's nothing I'd change about it. Absolutely nothing. Love it. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this content, please hit the like button down below. That helps me a lot. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below. Everyone say a big round of applause, or give some claps down in the comment section for Jason and his hard work here. And I will see you in the future with more logo concepts from people. Adios.